first place you can go to is the Green Country Lodge down in Flatwoods. Now, the nice thing about a couple of these places is you should meet with limited resistance. So there's 4 or 5 locations that we can go to. Now, unfortunately, I think one of them is in the middle of the nuke zone. And then there's 3 other locations that you could go to that also have workout areas, and they're all the nuclear silos. But in order to get into nuclear silos, you're going to have to go through it's going through the enclave events to become a general and have access in there. Okay, so here we get mole rats. Personally, I think the best way to deal with mole rats, the 3 of them, is with the Tesla rifle. Because it bounces off, so you can get mole rat meat if you want it. There's a possum over here. Usually there's a possum. And there'll be a bug on the wall in here. Okay, so we are in here. So there's no weights here. A lot of times there's weights here. There's weights on the floor. I do see somebody has left a couple. So either they didn't want to take all of them or they didn't see them. So there's one there. There's one there. So that's a little bit of lead. There's usually a lot more in here if you come in here and no one has come here yet. I don't know if it...
Arm day. 3 sets of 12 reps. Let's see. Dumbbell bicep curls, tricep extensions, and back extensions.
I don't think I've seen that holotape there before.
Like a proper equipment. No, Bobber. Chin up. Only 8 more luxury coffins to make quotas backwards. I mean, flatwoods. Be difficult given the financial situation around here. Just need to remind them of our friends the Chinese. I'll be back on the plane to Ipswich within a fortnight. Gather it'll be the bench press today. Yeah, again.
We can pick up weight. There is a bench down here. Let's... pick up some other things. Paint cans. There'll be some lead in that. There's the bench. There's a gas canister back here. And you can scrap it. All right. I just want to make sure our weight is still down. So that is one source of lead. Now, there is actually a tool bench up at the Red Robin behind it. There are often a lot of ghouls there. I just want to take you on a lead run, so I'm not going to bother going there. There's an armor bench here. There's our weapons bench here. So the next location you can go to is we come down into this area here and we go to the Charleston Fire Department. Now, I always keep an eye out for the robots. They're friendly, but if they're missing, it could mean the presence of mole miners or mutants inside somewhere. That you could end up getting attacked if you're working on one of the benches. And there are none. So that's interesting. Pick up the gun drops. Okay. Come in here, and here's the back room. And this is where the weights will be if there's lead here. Usually there's weights on the walls. Oh, another player. Okay. We have weights here. Sometimes you can have plates on the floor as well. So, they're probably here checking for lead as well. Looking for telephones, the copper. Fire extinguisher, good source of steel. Show you a couple quick things in here. You can go around, I just like being able to jump above. Fire extinguisher, steel, ammo box, 10mm, some ammo, hat, another 10mm round, tool chest, another tool chest, gas canisters back here, source of steel. There's a third tool chest back here if you want to pick it. Yeah, I don't want to bother that right now. So we have workbenches in here. You have a cage. If you ever have a challenge that requires you to pick a lock, good source. So all I want to do is I want junk. What I've gotten. Okay. They can scavenge the rest of the building. So, next location I'm going to take you to is not going to have a lot of resistance, but it does have one complication to it. Well, one is down in Watoga. It is right here. It's the Monorail Elevator. Now, the problem with it is that if the lead is here, you're going to pick up a lot of weight, and you're not going to be able to travel any place. You're going to have to go on foot, and the only closest workbenches are either going to be in Watoga or down at the railway. So you could meet a lot of resistance along the way as you get there. This is where if you go to the vault store and you buy scrap kits, where scrap kits will become really handy. So this is, I'll give you an idea, that's where we're going, way up there. There's a couple other things that you can get here if you're looking for them, if another player hasn't grabbed them already. Is you might find a fusion core in here. No, someone has grabbed it, which also might be a sign that the weights are gone from upstairs. I always grab the cap bowls because I'm looking for the plastic. And there's also no cats I've ever seen around here. So these are the three places where, for lead, you meet minimum resistance. Come on. There we are. Gotta give you a sense of how high we are up here. And you have to watch your step. I've fallen down once or twice, and you basically die immediately. You drop your goods, and you're actually in a location that you can't ever retrieve your goods from. So also on the other side, if you go across, Well, let's have a look. Okay, so the lead is missing. A lot of times you'll find lead right there, and you'll find lead right there, and you have to walk very carefully across, and lead can be found there, and lead can be found there. But somebody has already come here because it's also a well-known place to pick up lead. Alright. So, a couple of little pieces you can get. Oh, the lead blocks are often there. You can pick those up. I'm going to take out the asylum hat. Kind of show you a couple quick things up here. Take the shopping basket. So, if you go across, you can actually find an elevator going down, and there's actually a second level right below us where you'll also find a little office where you can find some miscellaneous metal in there. And then I would recommend you go there and then use your scrap kit. If you pick up the lead there and you don't have a scrap kit, you are going to have to go down to Watoga and walk until you find a place where you can scrap it. So, the fourth place I like to go for lead that does have resistance is up at the prison here, but I'm going to take a second here to show you something. I'm not going to go there today. Here at Pleasant Valley Ski Resort, if you go into the middle of the courtyard, you actually will find a box, and sometimes there's plates of lead in there with cannonballs. Now, going in there today is still during the nuke zone, so we'd have to suit up in power armor and possibly deal with a whole bunch of unpleasantries. So, I'm not going to do that. We're going to run up to the Eastern Regional Penitentiary. As I said, beyond these 4 locations, see the hotel, the fire station, the monorail elevator, and the penitentiary, and also the 5th that where the ski resort is. Those are the 5 main sources of lead that I've found here in the Wasteland, and then the other 3 being in the nuclear silos once you have access into the silos. And you also have to fight a whole bunch of robots down in the silos to get the lead. So it's not basically, you're not just going to walk in and grab it. So, let's grab the lead. Now, I come here a lot, but I wanted to show you this last because you will have to fight your way in. But you can also tell up ahead, up on top, whether lead is present. Now, the odd time I've actually been surprised, so I'm going to show you this in a second. I'm up here. There's mutants usually all around, so I'm going to use a scope. And you see, there is lead right there. So that's what we're going to go after. Now, I've had situations where I have looked through a scope and I haven't seen anything, and I've gotten down there and find that all of a sudden lead is there. So just because you don't see it there doesn't necessarily mean it won't be there. But we're going to have about a dozen mutants we're going to have to deal with first. So first, there's a whole bunch of them in the towers. I don't know if I got him or not. I don't see him. No, I didn't get him. He's right there. Okay. Go to the 3rd tower. Go to the 4th tower. Looks like there's a glitch there today. He's not moving. And I can't kill him. Okay. But he shouldn't be a problem for us. Now, is usually one guy on the roof here, one guy down below. There's usually a guy down in below here. So we'll come back to him in a second. Check the yard. There's usually two in here in the trailer area. A couple on the grounds. Alright, not seeing them. So, they either haven't spawned or they are laying in wait. So you just have to be careful. Oh! Okay, I've never encountered that before. Wow. That's the thing with the Wastelanders, is a lot of areas that you've always gone into. As someone who's been playing the game for a while, all of a sudden you have these brand new problems that you've never encountered before, which is probably a good thing to make the game interesting. As I said, when we were down with Toga, I encountered those mutants on the roof. I've never had mutants up there before, because typically the robots take care of them before they get into the city. And there's one guy down there. Okay. Let's have a look-see again. Alright, I'm not seeing anybody in there. Oh. Two shots at him, couldn't get him. Alright. So we've done a scan of our yard. I know there's one guy there. There's always a guy in the back area. So that might be him there that we saw. So then we hop down. Now you have the option of going through the front or through the back here or through the side. There's holes in the back and the side. The front, there'll be 3 guys that you have to deal with. Plus there could be 4 or 5 guys, ghouls or mutants in the front, and we'll deal with them shortly. So you can hear them. I think we got him. Oh, there's a guy walking over there. Okay, sometimes there's somebody in here. Okay. I can hear someone pounding away. Alright, this is interesting. The turrets have gone online, which is different. Which, also, the fact that we've gotten some could mean that another player's in the area and they've triggered a respawning. It's that guy I can't deal with. Kind of a glitch. All right. Now our mutants here will have caps on them. Sometimes gunpowder as well. Prison always tends to be a kind of a resource location for me. Found a lot of good things over the years. Sometimes in here on top you can find a bobblehead. I just want to check. Is there someone else in the area? Nope. Weird. The presence of the bobbleheads might be doing it. Okay, so there is a short rifle here. Gunpowder and ammo. Seeing a lot more mutants here than normal. Okay, so I'll actually show you a couple things since we are seeing a lot more activity. As you run along the wall here, you do have turrets, and you can fix them if you have the materials. And that could provide some support to you down below as you're going through. Now, also, I take a look at what I've got out front here. It's a good source of points. Got some rules. You can also get these cars going. Usually there's a lot more out front. Someone else may have come along and taken them out. I'll fix that machine gun. There's a footlocker here. A lot of people not see. Sometimes you'll find a Nuka-Cola there as well. Now there are mines here on the roof, so watch yourself. And we'll go in there afterwards, and a lot of times there's grenades hanging from the ceiling that you have to be careful not to bump into. So we'll get our debris here from our previous mutant. There's a cap stash here, so 18 caps here. Pick that up. Get the fan. There's a security baton. Folder. Okay. Now, we should have access to 3 mutants up front. Well, he took one out, but he is not dying. So he's obviously in a glitch as well. And there's usually one guy up front here who's patrolling. So the fact that you don't see him right now means he could come back. I'm going to fix that machine gun. So there you'll see that we actually have somebody back here. Yeah, I think he's protected by the wall, so. Alright, so what we'll do here is watch out for... See if we can see them. Mines or grenades in here. Run. Okay. Well, that loosened up a few things. So, pulse mine. Okay. So you want to hop down here. Try to gather up as much of the stuff you can, and I'm getting a caution flag. Alright, so somebody we didn't deal with. The advantage of having and he had a minigun, so not the best thing to leave on the ground. But there's a 160-pound dumbbell, a 20-pound dumbbell, 20-pound dumbbell. So this is what you'll find in some of the locations that we came in and didn't have weights there. Also watch for weights on the ground, sometimes easy to miss. People are just looking for the dumbbells, they don't see the plates. Okay, so these guys are new. I've encountered them here before. Okay. So, go in here, look for steel. Sometimes you'll find power armor in here. Paper cutter, good source of steel. Why the prison I think here is a good location is that you have steel. A lot of times you'll get gunpowder off the mutants, and if the lead is present, you have all the materials for making your bullets. This requires you to pick the lock. Now, one or two cautions. Because it is a well-known place for lead, it's not unusual to have other players show up, and the moment they show up, everything respawns. And I've been in here making bullets, and all of a sudden I got like 10 or 12 mutants coming in to deal with me. So I would encourage you to work fast when you're in here. Frag, pulse mine. Some paint cans, also a source for lead. Alright, also don't forget the up front here. Oil canister, gas canister, another fire extinguisher, industrial oil canister. So let's do some scrapping. You see right there, I got 680 pounds on 355. So once I scrap, I'm 327 and 355. So if I had to get out of here quickly, I could fast travel. Sledgehammer. This is what I picked up off the mutants. Okay, hat. I'm gonna hold on to that. Hold on to that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do before I go do anything else is see if I can have a look to see if there are any more mutant piles in here that I have missed. Now I know that there is at least one live mutant in here. See if I can crouch down and get him. He's glitching as well. I can't kill him. He's just gonna sit there. Okay, well that's good. Means he can't kill me. We get the coffee pot. There's usually some ammo there. Okay. Now, you can also go up to the towers. And get your debris there. Some shotgun shells, dinner plate, fan, good for springs and screws. You could fix that machine gun, actually. Just be on the safe side, I'm going to. Normally I don't, but there's been so many mutants here today and other creatures I don't normally deal with that it's worthwhile having that protection. I'm also going to go into the shed here, but I want something that's going to shoot fast in case I didn't kill him the first time when I did the Tesla rifle in here. So there's always, and it's got a booby trap as well, so flamer booby trap. I can hear the sound of flies from someone we dealt with earlier. Safe here. By the time we're done here, we'll check that nuke zone. Oh, I'm having a hard time just getting that precise part. There we go. Got some lead over here. Cement if you're looking for it. Okay. .10mm pistol. Okay. Okay. All right, so back here, going to scrap everything we've got and see what we can build. Okay. Also, just something else, just to show you. When we're talking about ammo, one of the... Let's see if I can... Where is it? Okay. One of the things you want to look at doing is, in your perk cards, having Ammo Smith produces 80% more rounds when crafting ammunition, so you'll get more ammunition out of it. And if you have something like Super Duper, there's a chance for you to double your ammunition when you're crafting it. So I find that helps. So let's see, in crafting, ammo, I'm looking for these 50 rounds at 180. So you see right now my lead is 113, 424 on steel, and 127 gunpowder. So all the new creatures in the Wasteland, I really want to be running around with my 50 caliber. Okay, so I can beef up my 308, which I'm using for my Furious Light machine gun. Energy ammo. I'll put some fuel. And then I will bulk other items out. You pick up experience points for doing this. Not a lot, but it all adds up over time. There we go. Okay, so out of safety, I'm just going to jump up here and crouch. So you see that we managed to get a lot of bullets produced from the lead that we found. I just have to deal with my health. Okay, so there's only one other area that would be worthwhile showing you, but I don't know if the nuke has disappeared. No, it's still there. And it is right here. You can find a little bit of lead in the courtyard. And then if you have achieved the rank of General,